Good day, everybody. This is Kevin Hogan, author of 23 books, including The Psychology of Persuasion, The Science of Influence. All these books have been translated into 43 languages worldwide, thanks to all you folks out there. Today, we pick up part 3 of our Changing Memory, Changing Decisions. Today, we start to get into the real deep, intense stuff. And I want to show you some of the scariest stuff about changing people's memories that maybe you'll ever see. Belief formation happens very, very fast. You've learned that in the first 2 videos in the series. For example, I just recently went to Las Vegas. I do that once in a while, right? And I put down a bet on a football team. Let's just say that I bet on the Bears. All right, so I bet on the Chicago Bears. Now, as soon as you bet on the Chicago Bears, the certainty factor of the person who put their money down on the Chicago Bears dramatically goes up from, gosh, I don't know if this is going to be a really good decision or not, all the way up to, oh yeah, they're going to win, and they're going to cover the point spread, and I'm going to make money. That's how it works in real life. People are sitting there looking at the parking lot. I don't know whether I should have that car or that one, or I don't know whether I like that guy or that guy or that girl or that girl. But as soon as you pick, you got the right one. You know it for sure. You're positive. So, first of all, I just want to show you how to preclude, how to stop this from happening to you. And then I'm going to show you some really scary stuff. First thing I want you to do is avoid headline thinking. That means if you see it on Facebook, the odds are 80% it's wrong, first of all, because you just read a headline. You read 10 words. 10 words can't tell you anything. So avoid headlines, okay? Avoid headlines and titles. Go deep. As soon as you see something catches your eye, sure, read it, but go deep, okay? Second thing, avoid news slants. I already told you recently that one of my favorite sources of information when I'm looking for information about politics or anything related to world news is the Huffington Post. Why? Because I am not a Democrat. So I'm not a Republican, I'm a libertarian, as you know, but I'm definitely not a Democrat. So I read the Huffington Post pretty religiously every single day. I'm one of their best readers, and I understand how the Democratic mind works quite well. Number 3, you want to find real evidence. So when somebody tells you, hey, you know, this food's not good for you, or you should do this exercise and it'll make you live longer, you know what? That's all interesting, and I always appreciate the information, but here's what I want. I want real evidence, real information. And when you are working with your clients and your customers, I want you to make sure that they avoid headlines. Sure, capture their attention with a headline, but don't make them become headline junkies. Don't put them into that role. Don't have to slant your news to cause the person to say yes. Allow people to get the real information. Allow them to get the real evidence about your product or service so they can make an informed, great decision. Now, I want to show you how beliefs are created in a way that's terrifying, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. And over the next couple of videos, I'm going to show you there's actually times when you should do this, and there's a whole bunch of times when you should never do this. All right, let's start here. First of all, beliefs are created with questions, most typically. I can say to you, for example, hey, you're a really good-looking woman, or you're a really good-looking guy, and maybe you'll believe me. But if I ask you the question, I say, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you say that you're above average looking as a man or a woman? I mean, one of the two. Chances are pretty good you'll say yes. All right, 7 out of 10 people do. That's pretty good, 70% just with a question, okay? So belief creations come with question. The fact is that 50% are better and 50% aren't, right? All right, so belief creation starts with questions. Now, recent research that was done in 2015 and 2016, I'm going to give you a lot of information over the next couple of videos. You better use it appropriately. First, what we know is that when you combine suggestion with people's actual memories, so in other words, when you suggest something happened, in addition to what actually did happen, you can literally form new memories. And there's lots of reasons this is a really good thing to do. And there's also some huge disasters. And I want to start with the disasters first, because I never want this abused. I want you to use this for good, and I'll show you how to do that as well. All right, I want you to think of the police interrogation. This is one of the disaster scenarios. So imagine, for example, that you are brought into police headquarters and you are accused of some crime, maybe of killing someone. You didn't kill anybody. You did nothing. But what happens is the police officer stands up over you as you sit down in the chair. They don't touch you. They probably can't. But what they do, and I've seen this happen, is they will say something like, "What's your name?" my name is Jim Jones, okay? And what's your address? I live at Jones Drive in Chicago. And what's your phone number? Oh, it's 312-555-1212. And what's your husband's name or your wife's name? Oh, it's Jane Jones. Okay, great. Now, about the deceased, how did you know Bill Johnson? Now, this assumes that you knew Bill Johnson, the guy that you're supposedly killed, but you didn't know him. So you say, I didn't know Bill Johnson. And then the police officer says, so why did you kill, Mr. Johnson? And you're like, but I didn't kill Mr. Johnson. And how well did you know him? I actually never met him. And how far away from him were you when you shot him with your gun? I didn't shoot anybody with my gun. And where did you go after leaving work on July 1st? July 1st. That was 3 days before the 4th of July. I would have gone to the gas station. I picked up a couple of donuts, some Diet Coke, and I went home to my wife. Okay? And then what did you do? After that, we probably watched baseball. I'm sure we watched the Cubs game on TV, watched them beat, I think, the Padres. Okay. So, and then what did you do after that? We probably went to bed. And then you went to the bakery. No, actually, I went to Super America and I bought some donuts at Super America and I bought some Diet Coke there. And then what did you do there at the bakery? Well, I didn't do anything at the bakery because I didn't go to the bakery. And then you pulled out a gun. What did you do next? Now, this line of questioning mixes actual reality. What's your name? What's your address? What's your phone number? Your husband's name? It asks questions like, what did you do on July 1st? And then what did you do after that? So these are 5 or 6 or 7 questions. I guess I have 8 altogether. 8 that were actually real events. And then I asked you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 questions that were not real. Now we're going to go back through it again and again and again. How long? For approximately 40 minutes. Now, before I tell you what percentage of people actually believe that they end up killing somebody, we'll do that in the next video, I want to show you something really scary. Every month in the United States of America, someone is released from prison because they falsely confessed to a crime that they did not commit. They weren't there, nothing happened. They were simply interrogated, and they soon came to believe that they committed a crime, which could be anything from a minor misdemeanor all the way up to murder 1. Okay, that means taking a gun, shooting it with intent to kill somebody. People can be convinced of pretty much anything. And I know you're thinking, my gosh, that's hard to believe. I could never be made to believe that. And how fast does this happen? It happens within a half hour for something the person's sure they didn't do, and then they change their mind. But for something that's neutral in their mind that doesn't have something scary attached to it, like committing a crime, it happens instantaneously that approximately 50% will tell you that they have an opinion about something that never happened. And once they have an opinion, as you learned in the last video, in the last 2 videos, once they have an opinion, they now have a belief, and those beliefs stick. And remember last time, we found out that they believed that the Wallonians and the Pyreneans and the Denarians needed to be deported. 50% of the people that said, yes, those are bad people, yes, they should not be allowed to be here, they should be rounded up, half said they should be deported. Scary? That's it. Next time I'm going to show you how to put this to great use. I'm going to show you how to turn people into successes overnight. Cool? I'll see you here next time.